Pillars for an excellent marriage. Today, we look at the values that defines a virtuous wife. When we speak of marriage, marriage is built on some certain foundational values. And the people who are entering in the marriage in this modern society, they don't see the praise of the virtues that would cement a relationship in the level of a marriage. And a marriage is a participation of two grown-up adults, mature people, mostly in terms of age, because there are very many people who are not mature in the upstairs. So they argue mostly through natural understandings. One of the value that defines a virtuous wife, because the Bible has spoken very much about the virtuous woman, is dignity and strength. You notice in this world we have so many types in the female gender as it is with the male gender. There are those who are toxic narcissists, but one of the value that makes a woman be a virtuous wife is dignity and strength. Dignity mostly will revolve around the areas of self-respect. Is this person in a position to command honor, or do they demand honor? Because the way the person carries herself indignifies the wifehood in her. And most of these areas, mostly of these modern women, their indignity is very, very much captured in their clothing and the society lifestyle. You must ask yourself, the way you carry yourself, do you draw respect, or would you find yourself in a position whereby you have to explain? That's not a virtuous wife. The one you have to explain. If something does not question, or if you do something and your conscience is not questioning, but an outsider can question it through their perception or through the way now they look at you, then virtuousness in you is very limited. Strength, this has to do with your beliefs, has to do with mostly your faith area. Also, a virtuous wife is defined with patience and diligence. You can see they are being combined two. Patience and diligence. There are very many women who are very patient but not diligent. And there are very many women who are very diligent but very impatient. The ability to balance the two, patience and diligence, will always promote you as a virtuous person. Generosity and compassion. A virtuous person, a virtuous wife, is a generous person out of compassion, not out of competition or oppression or coercion. What defines a wife as virtuous is that aspect of generosity and compassion. And mostly that has to do with whereby you are very, very sensitive. Another thing is courage and confidence. Yes, courage and confidence. How do you approach life issues when there is a conflict? How do you pursue resolving that conflict? That is where your courage and confidence is identified. There are people, when you wrong them, what they resolve to is withdrawal, gaslighting, emotional torture. That person is not virtuous. That is a manipulator. Because what will define you as virtuous is courage and confidence. That boldness to approach life issues with wisdom. Something else is wisdom and knowledge. That one is very key. What you are finding in so many marriages is social media and TV knowledge application. But a virtuous wife is a woman with the wisdom and knowledge of God. Wisdom and knowledge of God about marriage. So you don't take a perception or a perspective from the world and you bring it into the marriage, and then you think it is going to work. You will notice it will result to incompatibility and resistance, and you will feel like your partner does not appreciate your effort. It's simply because you are bringing in the marriage strange fire. Something else is devotion and faith. Yes, prayerfulness and pursuit of God. A virtuous wife have a good close relationship with God. Something else is integrity and righteousness. A woman who the fabric of character in terms of uprightness, integrity, is ranking in terms of clothing, in terms of socialization, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of behaviors. If that fabric is not firm, you are not in the equation of the virtuous wife. Yes, you're a wife, but you're outside that bracket of virtuousness. Something else is love and compassion. Many marriages are in a form of whereby love is transactional. So people are in business in marriage. No, love and compassion, then hope and humility. A virtuous wife is a womb of a processing destiny. So this wife must be a carrier of hope and humility. That will speak of submissiveness and respect. Something else is self-control and perseverance. A virtuous wife, you must depict the aspect of self-control